Woo! All right, party people. This your man Griff. I'm up here in the Gloucester area of Virginia. If you get on the map and look up Gloucester, I'm on just passing Warehouse Road and stuff, and John Clayton Memorial Highway up here in Gloucester. I guess that's the way and stuff. Got all these historic places and stuff. The Edge Hill House. So I'm just up here doing a signing. One of my direct clients got me out here taking care of some stuff for them, and it's raining like all out. I mean, what? Oops. There we go. Yep, my bad, y'all. Forgot I had the cover on. So it's raining. It ain't no joke. And so I still got a half hour before getting there. It's 10:50 something now and everything. Okay. And this is the hard part, because the GPS just made me miss my turn because it's so cloudy. So now I gotta turn around. But no big deal. No big deal at all. I thought that's what it was saying. But when it starts raining, for whatever reason with T-Mobile, GPS be acting funny because of the clouds and stuff. So, didn't cost me any time. Oh, man. But, sometimes I take these orders where, yeah, I got to drive an hour and a half to get out there. Oh, I was looking at my phone. I'm like, who is this behind? I'm literally... I thought somebody done slid up behind me. It's a picture of a guy on the wall here. It's a mural, and I'm sitting here like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was about to freak out. I was like, who done slid up behind Griff? I'm like, dude, you gotta back it up. But I was serious. Oh man, hold on. Let me show y'all how old school this area is. For those of you. You see the Texaco? They even got the old-fashioned gas pump over there. Right there, they got the old-fashioned gas pump. Oh man. See, this is the fun part of the business for me. Going out and seeing other parts of Virginia that I normally probably wouldn't go to. Just, hey, I'm gonna hop in and go drive. This is cool for me. So even though it's rainy out here and all of that kind of stuff, got to be very, very careful. But just to get out here and to see other areas and stuff, and sometimes if I have time to even experience the food, I enjoy this. Okay, now I know other people, they're like, well, I can only operate 10 minutes from my house, 6 feet from my house. If the order is 6 feet from my house, I got it all day, every day. You need me to go 7 feet? That's too much. You need to pay me $5,000. I'm not doing it. I get that. Me, on the other hand, I'm doing this full time. The wife is taken care of. My fellas, my sons, they taken care of. So I'm like, okay, I have an opportunity to go out here and just sort of enjoy life and everything. And then sometimes, like when me and the wife actually have time, this is what I would call one of those Sunday drives, where me and her can hop in the car and just drive and go see some other areas and stuff of Virginia that we normally don't. Find some spots to go hang out at, maybe do a little shopping and all that kind of stuff. And especially the thrift stores. Hit the thrift stores up, not doing no expensive shopping, but thrift store shopping and things of that nature. So, okay, I thought a phone for you. So I'm excited about this. This kind of stuff. This fulfills me. I'm serious. This fulfills me. It may not fulfill you, and that's fine, but it fulfills me, and I'm enjoying myself. So I'm enjoying myself, and that's what life is about. Now, one thing I will say, I have not seen any of those flock cameras out here, so that's a good thing. So you can move in silence out here. You ain't got to worry about getting tracked all over the place by them flock cameras. But yeah, I'm just out here doing my thing. Just figured I'd hop on and just chat with y'all for a little bit and all of that good stuff. Just checking on one of my channel members Ada, she's up there in the Richmond area. She's doing a great job in the business. And then she was telling me she ran across Jessica. Jessica's doing awesome in the business. And what's her name? Tracy is doing great in the business. I mean, there's so many people. Caprentice, my man's been full-time, I think a year, close to a year now. He's doing good. Ada's been full-time in the business. Actually, Ada, Caprentice, Tracy, and Jessica all been in the business full-time. And they doing great in it. They're out here getting the orders, getting themselves known, establishing a connection and with the companies. So it's just been awesome. And then the 30-minute mentor sessions that I've been doing for $10, that has been awesome. I honestly didn't think it would work. I didn't think anybody would really, hit me up, because they didn't, they wouldn't see value in paying $10 to talk to somebody for 30 minutes, because a lot of human beings love to spend a lot of money for mentorship or things, and they feel that, hey, if it's only $10, it must not be worth much. But I pour everything I can into them. The link is in the description. All right, had to respond back to that order. They had a 9 o'clock for 110, but the location would make me really late for my next appointment. So I told them I could do it at 8. Maybe they'll give it to me, maybe they won't. Probably some other notary will grab it that can do it at the time they want, but I can't do it at that time whatsoever. Because I got a 10 o'clock, and that would just, and where it's located at would it would just be too much of a risk. It would just be too much of a risk and stuff for me to be too late, because this is a buyer's, and I know with this company the buyers can be a pretty big package, and it can be like 180, 200 pages. It can take a little bit of time to go to for them to sign through it, especially if it's a VA loan and all of that. But yeah, the $10 30 minutes for $10 session, whether Zoom or on the phone, has been great. A lot of people prefer the Zoom because they have things, we do share screen, they show me stuff, I show them things, and all of that. Sometimes the people just want to talk and just want to vent and release things out of themselves, like, hey, I got all these thoughts and ideas. Here's, I just got into business, and here's what I've concluded. Am I seeing it right? And sometimes that's what you need, is just somebody to bounce stuff off of. So a lot of times I'm just sitting there listening. Okay, that's a good idea. Let's give it a try. Let's come up with a plan. And I would try to help them to the best of my ability to formalize a plan going forward to do what they say they want to do. Sometimes it might be that their spouse has questions. Whether it's the husband or the wife, they may have a question like, hey, okay, I know my spouse is into this, but tell me the truth. How does this really work? And I'm like, all right, cool. Here's what's going on. This is what's going down. All right, cool, bet. So whatever a person wants to discuss and talk about and try to figure out, that's what I do during those 30 minutes, And on a rare occasion, somebody might book me for 2 30-minute sessions back to back, because they actually have a lot to go over. And that's fine, a lot to go over, but don't have time to do it another day. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. So if the time is available, they do it. But read the reviews on the site that people have left for me. I don't ask anybody to give me a review. The system automatically sends it out. And if they choose to give me a review, great. If they choose not to, I'm cool with that, because as long as I've done what I needed to do to help them. Fort Nonsense, that's where I'm at. So if you want to, Matthews County, Virginia, that's where I'm at. Fort Nonsense. Go Google it, see where I'm at, okay? That's where I'm at. 11:23, I got it. I'm supposed to be there, and it's a little bit after 11 right now. 11:04. But yeah, so that's what it is. So that's what the 30-minute sessions are, and a few people have asked me about it. And my whole goal is just to help you figure out this business. Understand what your goals is. Some people, I won't say some, a lot of people are still working a regular job. So they're trying to figure out how to do this at least part-time, and what's the workflow, and how to determine whether or not they should or shouldn't take orders, which orders are good, which orders are bad. To me, that's subjective, because a good order for me might be bad for you and vice versa. So sometimes you just have to start off by just taking whatever is laid before you, and then you'll see whether or not something is good for you or bad for you, and all of that. So and things of that nature. Like in some cases, taking an order that is that has a shipping for UPS might be bad because of your work schedule and trying to get to them, and your other things you got going on in your life, especially when UPS, their last shipping for overnight might be 4:30. And logistically, there's just no way you're ever going to be able to get to the UPS store because it's too far away. So you may want to back off of taking those kind of orders. Stuff like that. There might not be that many FedEx places you can go to where they say, well, don't drop it off to a non-FedEx place, but that's the only place you got in your town. So now you got to have a conversation with them and let them know what the deal is. Because then if they actually want you to drive 45 minutes to an hour to an actual FedEx place, then somebody's going to have to call for some more dollars. So that's the discussion you're going to have with them, and all of that. Whether you do it on weekends or not. So these are the kind of things that I sit down. His name's Josh Griffin, a pastor at that church. Might be my long lost cousin. So that's the thing, you want to have a conversation with them, about, or that's what we talk about, and try to determine what's the best route for you. This is all about what works for you in your business, and then just go from there. So this isn't about me telling you what to do in your business, but this is me saying, here's some of, in the famous words of the NNA, best practices, or here's some staples that we definitely have to do, but let's figure out what best works for you, or how to make it work for you so that you're comfortable. So that's what I do. So the 30-minute sessions for $10 are great. We have a wonderful time with those. So if you're interested, sign up. If you're not, you don't need to talk to me. Just want to watch the videos, cool. If you are a channel member, you sign up and you're YouTube channel member, you don't need to do the $10 session, because you got access to me as much as you want, basically anytime you want, and I'll help you out. But if you just like, hey, I'm pretty solid, but I just want to have somebody to talk to every now and then, or just this one time just to get my, just to figure some things out, sign up for the session. And I do them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. I think starting at 9 p.m. and 9:30, then 10:30. I think I do 4 sessions, and we just sit there and we chop it up. If you got technical questions about how to print, how to set things up, how to go through your documents, how to address signing companies, how to get your profile squared away, all of that kind of stuff, those are the kind of things that I do. I had to slide over because this car was getting a little too close to me. But that's the thing. Those are the things that I that I actually do, and just go from there and see what we can do to make it work for you. And then in a rare occasion, some people like, I got to do a little more thinking. They actually like, you know what? This might not be the best time for me to do this. I might have to do this or get some other things together. And as long as I'm helping you to figure out what it is you actually need, that's all that matters to me. That is really all that matters to me. All right, y'all. Well, let me go. Got a few more minutes before I get there and get this thing taken care of. I don't know when I'm gonna get this uploaded because I'm way out here in the boonies, and the internet is actually not that great. But hopefully I can get it up there. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.